Hi everybody. So this week our group talked about Freud and the massive influence that he had on psychology. And I think one of my biggest takeaways from this week was the influence that Freud really had on psychology. Whenever you talk to anybody else about psychology, that's kind of automatically what they think of if they haven't had any previous psychological training, is they think of a patient laying on a couch telling their deepest kind of fears to a psychologist who's listening and taking notes. And that kind of psychoanalysis was really brought about by Freud. He was kind of the first person to really make that a big central part of psychology. And kind of a side takeaway for me was Freud was all about the unconscious, like the unconscious mind manifesting itself in behaviors and in dreams. And I think that kind of ties into Gestalt principles, where we talk about the unconscious mind kind of influencing behavior. And some people really thought that a more solid approach like behaviorism, something that was more centered upon empirical data, would be better for psychology as a whole. But I really think that you need both to be able to understand people and the human mind as a whole. You need empirical data, and you also need more subjective data, something that, like the unconscious mind, that isn't necessarily going to be the same across the board, across all different people. I mean, there's differences between everybody, and those differences definitely need to be accounted for. So those were my biggest takeaways for this week.